Hello and welcome to my review of the 12mm Fisheye Optic by Lensbaby. So if you want to see the unboxing, you can click in the top right hand corner and you can see it there. That's another video. The Lensbaby 12mm Fisheye Optic comes in a little pouch and it slots into one of the Lensbaby holders like the Composer or the Scout. You can swap out the optics part within those lenses. So you can see it's a lovely brushed aluminium-esque optic unit, and I'm going to be using it in my Lensbaby Composer. So use the lid to undo the optic element. This is the 50mm optic which I'm pulling out, and I put the Lensbaby 12mm fisheye in its place. So you just swap them out and you put one in the container. You'll know with Lensbaby products that they have iris discs that you can insert for most of them. This one's no different, except you put it in the lens, you take the lens part out and you put it in rather than any other way around. I'll talk about that maybe a bit later. So you see that it's a disc and you've got this lovely little holder that pulls it out and holds the disc as well. And what's really nice about them is on this one, it's got a sort of fisheye sticker, so you don't confuse it with your other Lensbaby products because it's ever so slightly different. So the Lensbaby optic works on, like all optics, works on full frame and APS-C. On a full frame, because it's so wide, you get doesn't cover the sensor, and you get a circular image. So I've just taken some pictures here on my 5D and I'm editing them as well, so you can see the unedited and the edited. Now what's really nice is that in some of them you get this really nice sort of flaring and internal reflection, and we'll have a look at that when that comes up. So I did mention before about how you put the aperture discs in, almost called them blades then. In my 50mm one, you just put it in the lens itself, whereas in this one you have to unscrew part of the lens, part of the optics I should say, put it in and then screw it back. So it's another step. Here's one of those lovely sort of flaring, internal reflection and refractions I was talking about, and editing really brings it out really well. So you get some really good images, you get some really quirky images from this lens, not surprising with it being a Lensbaby. And actually it's those quirky images that make this optic so good. The only downside though, like I said before, I'm using the Composer, so sometimes the Composer can move about quite unintentionally, and it can sort of skew the picture in the frame. With this type of picture, it's best to have the circle dead center, and occasionally it can sort of droop and you get a few problems using the Composer. Scout would be better. Now this is using my APS-C 550D, and you can see the image almost covers the sensor. It doesn't cover all of the sensor unfortunately, but then I sort of think that gives it some of its charm actually. From now on we're just going to see the edited versions, so you can see you do get this very dark sort of vignetting around the corner. It can give this sort of nice feel to it when it doesn't fill the whole frame, when you get some really dark and interesting vignetting. So to sum up, it's a great lens and it gives really good images. It's a really quirky lens that I'm really keen on. Using a circular fisheye lens all the time I think would wear off, but the novelty of it is quite good, and it's quite good for a fun way to do things. So using it in a full frame you do get this circular fisheye, and it's nice to use occasionally. It probably has more applications on an APS-C where it covers most of the frame. If you like this video and you want to see more of my videos, why don't you click here and have a look at these amazing videos. Thank you, goodbye.